Our next talk is by Hetti, and it's called How Not to Run a Hackerspace. Enjoy.
Well, good morning, everyone. So that's my awesome talk about how to not run a hackspace with my really bad slides. I didn't have time to make it fancy, so enjoy. So first of all, how to not run a hackspace. There is a really good picture about it. So that's like normal at our hackspace. So it's on German, it stays. So what they do at MetaLab Vienna should be forbidden. So it was like 3 years ago. They had really a lot of fun. No one died, so it's everything okay. So first of all, what is this all about? First of all, what is a hackspace? Maybe not everyone here knows what a hackspace is. So there are a lot of hackspaces around the globe, everywhere in most of the countries, and they're also getting more and more hackspaces in the world. First of all, it's about infrastructure, to have a space where you can share infrastructure, have a community to share knowledge. It's also about hosting user groups and have a lot of people there and share knowledge for cool projects. And one of the most important things is about interesting projects. So people going together make some interesting projects. I will show later some cool pictures about some projects we had made. About the MetaLab. Yeah, that's like the best picture to show what the MetaLab is.
A phone booth.
It's a phone booth. It's like the TARDIS, just smaller. So it's also full with stuff. So I think it was after the camp event, we just put everything in a phone booth when we came back from the Chaos Communication camp. So that's our logo. We have a phone booth. It's fully working with a VoIP phone in it. So if you call at the MetaLab, it will just ring there inside, and you can go there and hang up and talk with the people. You can even call out from the phone booth some other people if you like. And it also has a cool feature. It's called selfie booth, selfie bot. So you go in, there is a webcam, there is a big button, and if you press the button, it makes a selfie and uploads it to our selfie soup. So Soup.io is a microblog like Tumblr. It began at MetaLab, so people from MetaLab made this platform. And there we have our Soup blog, and there's also our selfie bot Soup. I can show later the website. There are quite some funny pictures. So MetaLab itself, it's our Viennese hackspace. We have around 180 members, so it's quite some number. This year it became 10 years old, so it's quite a long time. So it's therefore also a motivation for other hackspaces which became new in other countries. It was like a motivation, and so it's also one of the famous hackspaces in the world because it's so old. We have quite a big hackspace, so there is a plan of the hackspace. So it's like 220 square meters around. And we have really a lot of rooms there.
It's too small.
Yeah, for you. We have like a main room there where all the people are working on stuff, and we have their big presentations. We have a library with some books which are like dead wood. So it's there in the shelf, and barely someone reads books there, but they are there. So that's the library. We have a cool 3D stuff room where we have 3D scanners and 3D printers and laser scanners. We have also a kitchen, so you can even cook at the MetaLab, make some illegal stuff like chocolate with caffeine. So that was like last year, people came there, made chocolate out of caffeine, put a lot of caffeine in it. No one died, but it was really good. We have also a whatever lab, so it's like our working space. We have there soldering stations, we have a laser cutter, we have a vinyl cutter, so you can make some funny vinyls to put on your laptop, on other cars, and so on. We have a dark room where you can and a photo lab where you can make pictures and all the old school stuff. There are some people which also make their own cameras. I will show later some pictures out of it. And we have the heavy machinery. I'm really glad that till now no one died there. I mean, yet there's really some dangerous stuff sometimes there that you really think, holy shit, that no one died there. So we have there a CNC machine and a lot of heavy machinery stuff like welding equipment, CNC machine, a drill, so everything you need to kill yourself. So I'm really glad that really nothing happens till now, because it's also a big problem for us, for the board members. If really something dangerous happens, we have like the liability and have the problems for this. Well, we have like 10 years of MetaLab, and I will present you some solutions for common problems in hackspaces, what we had. Like, I will start with my story, how I became a board member of MetaLab. So it looks like a dev paper, so it's a little bit like this. So becoming a board member at MetaLab, a recap. So it was like last year, end of July. Well, before election, we just need to fill out 3 formulas for bureaucracy stuff. I thought, cool, yeah, I will go there for election and they will elect me for a board member. And well, I just became the board member. I got elected for this, and then just this happened after election. So I started to be board member and started to check out our membership stuff, like how many members we have and what are open membership fees, what people have debts there. And well, for the formulas, for the bureaucracy stuff, we just needed to put there how many open membership fees we have. So I sat down and checked out how many open membership fees were there. And it was like between 10 and 20k euros open membership fees, because people, it was like a shitload of work because people didn't do it properly. Like over all the years, people became board members and made their stuff, but they didn't make more than they needed. So it really became a big load of problems. So that was quite a lot of work. So it was around 16,000 euros on open membership fees. After 1 year, I managed to get half of it. So I got from the people 8,000 euros back of the open membership fees. It was really a lot of work, especially if you like call the people and tell them, hey there, you have like 1,000 euro open fees you want to pay back. It was, all in all, I really managed to like talk with the people and tell, well, come on, pay like 300 euros and the rest we will just let it fall down. So we tried to get a solution with everyone that they can pay some stuff, or we told them, well, you have no fees anymore, but now you're just paying member and pay all your fees now regularly. So it was like fuck up of many ways. So sometimes people just forgot to pay. Sometimes it was like a mistake of the board members. They just deactivated the bank account input from the people and they didn't know that. So after like few years, we didn't get the bank account money from the people, and then we just saw it, oh well, it was deactivated like 3 years ago and no one knows why. And the people also didn't know that. So it was quite a lot of work, but it really was, and at the end, a success, because I get like half of the stuff back of the money they had open fees. So really, a really important thing is check out regularly your finance stuff and your bills. So if you don't do it, you end up there with a big pile of open fees or missing money, and it's really bad if you like have open fees and you have to pay stuff and you at the end don't have the money to pay it, so you can really close your space. So really try to have solid income to pay your running costs. That's a big problem. If you don't have the money every month to pay your running costs, you can close in the next month and all the people will have no space there to cool stuff. So the first thing, if you like make a hackspace, so have a running hackspace, check out to have your running costs every month. You can pay like the rent, the gas, the electricity. We at the MetaLab have like around 3,000 euros running costs per month, 3,500. It's really a lot of fees to pay. We only pay for electricity every month 400 euros. So it's quite a lot of money for electricity. We pay like for the rent 2,000 euros a month. And so you really have to have the running costs there, else you can really close really fast. And that's really a loss for the whole community if there is a hackspace closed. If you have enough money, then you have stuff like this. So that's like at the MetaLab when we had the money. Now it's okay, we still have money, but still there is some stuff to do at the MetaLab. So it's like every time you have to do stuff. Well, do the work regularly as board members and as members. It's because it's constant work. If you like do it regularly, all the stuff, and you need like 3 hours a week for do the stuff, you have constant work, and you will not get the shitload of pile of stuff, and you don't know where to start. Like we got it after became board members. And also for this topic is very important, communicate with each other. So communicate with other people, communicate with your board members. If something is not okay, tell them, because maybe they don't know that you have a problem with it, or that they don't know that they made a mistake. So please tell them and try to get it better. So that's really a big thing. It don't help if you like write shitty emails on the mailing list and tell them you're all shitloads of people. Go there to the people, talk face to face with the people and tell them your problems or your solutions and work together. You have all the same, you have all one goal. You want to have a cool hackspace with interesting projects, and if you just write all the time on mailing lists how shitty everything is, the space will close soon and all people run away. So it's really important to communicate with each other, communicate clearly and really in a constructive way, else people will just hate each other, and that's not the thing you want to go. One also important thing is rules. Rules are in some way important. Well, it's hard to say, but the best thing is has as less as possible and as much as needed. So you have to be clear as community how many rules you want to have, how many rules you need, and the best is to have as little as possible, but you have to speak together and check out what rules we want to have, what rules we don't need, and you need to make this as a community. So it don't help if you have like 3 members which really want all the rules and the rest of members don't need them. Everything's just overhead if you have like more rules than you need. So go together, speak with each other, and like get the set of rules you really need for your space to run up. So there are like rules you will need, like how to what to do with people which doing problems, what to do with people which are sleeping. That's a big problem at the MetaLab. We have like a simple rule. You're not allowed to sleep at the MetaLab, because there were some people who really abused this, went to the MetaLab and slept there like 3 days in a row and didn't see a shower for 10 years or more or less like this. So therefore there is the rule, sleeping is not allowed at MetaLab. And then we really also kick out people for this. So if someone sleeps at the MetaLab, he gets warned by us and told, well, you can go home now. If we catch the guy or the girl another time, we kick them out for like 2 or 3 days, so he gets a ban from MetaLab. And that's like stacks around. So if someone gets the 3rd time here, gets like banned for 1 or 2 weeks. And there are some people who really come there to the MetaLab, slept there, got kicked out for the 1st day, came back again, slept again, got kicked out for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, he came again, slept there again, and get another time kicked out for 2 weeks. So there are some people who didn't learn stuff. So you have to execute stuff. That's the next slide. rules without execution is like no rule, unimportant written text. So you don't need rules if you don't enforce them. So that's a really big thing, because we have also some rules which didn't get enforced quite really, and that's like no rule with unimportant text and zero fucks given by the people. So if you really make rules, also enforce them. And even if it's like not so easy to enforce them, like kicking out people or other stuff, you have to do it. Else it's like toxic for the community, because people then just have no fun to come back to the lab, to the community, because they think, why I should go there when there are toxic people here which are bad to other people and they don't get kicked out. So you just shoot yourself in your own knee if you don't enforce rules. That's really important. Another really important topic is know your limits. Everyone at the Metal hackspace do every stuff without getting money. So all the board members do all the stuff without getting paid. And also all the projects are made by the people and they don't get paid for it. So it's like a space where people just use their free time to make cool stuff. But you have to know your limits, because if you get too much to work, and you will just, there will be a time where just say, fuck off, I will not come again because I have so much work to do there and I don't want this. So don't let people give you more work than you really need to do. So you have to know your limits, when you have to stop, where you have to say, I don't have free resources for this. So you must have to say no if you really can't do it, because there are also other people which can do the work for you. Just ask other people if they have like free time or free resources to do the work. Because there was one guy at the Meta Lab, he got 8 or 10 projects, and after some time he just kicked all the projects away and told us, well, I don't do anything anymore because I got all the projects and I'm alone and no one wants to help me. So he kicked away all the projects and just didn't do any project anymore. And it's really a pity, because he was a good guy and he know what to do and had also the ability to make the cool projects. But if you get 10 projects, you're not able to do every of them, because you have also to work. You have to get money, you have other people, you have friends to see. So really, don't give you too much work as you really can do. You need also know it for yourself. So you have to yourself to say no, and don't help that people give you work. You really have to say, no, I don't want to do this. I can't have the resources. That's a really important topic also. If needed, ban people from the space. So if there are really people which are toxic to the community or making bad things, you have to kick them out, else people will not come again, or new people will not come because they are toxic people or people which are have a bad behavior. And that's a big problem also in the Meta Lab, that there are some people which it's a little hard to kick them out, but at the end you have to do it, because other people will not come again because of this one person. And that's a big problem. Also, new people don't come again if they see this person in action, how it behaves. Even if the person is a long-time member, that's no excuse for shitty behavior. So even if you're member for 6 years in your space, that's not excuse to be a shitty member and be toxic to other people and destroy stuff and go to other people and make them cry. It also happened at our space. So you have really to do it. So go there and kick the person out forever or for some months, or tell the person, if you were in therapy, you can come back. There was some person we really kicked out and told the person, you can go to therapy, and if you did that and you show us that you did there, you can come back. There are some people which are really paranoid. There was one woman which was really paranoid and thought that it was surveillance by other people, and then he kicked her out and told her, you're not welcome till you went to therapy and you fixed your problem, because that was really a person where other people felt very uncomfortable in the space. Another thing is also you have to be, you should have like some rule set what you apply for all the stuff. I don't have a slide for that, but you should, like, as a community, make a rule set for bad behavior. Like, what will you do if some people make bad stuff? Like, will you kick out the person for 1 day? Will you kick out the person for 7 days? And like make a hierarchy or of how bad people's behavior will have how bad execution. Like, if someone is really shitty and hurts someone, I think the person should get out of Metal forever. If it's really a hard incident. If some people like trolling all other people all the time, I would say you can kick people out for like 7 days, 2 weeks. It depends every time on the situation. So you should have like a rule set of rules which you apply. Like, what you enforce? Like, kick people out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, ban people for 1 day. You should like agree with the whole group on this, and you have to enforce it also. It don't help if you have like a rule set, but you don't enforce it. So that's the most important thing. If you have rules, you have to enforce it, else it don't help you. That's like my slides for the how to not run a hackspace, but I still have some insights of the Meta Lab of our cool projects. What we did there, that you have like see what is like the space around, and I can tell you some stories about it. So let's see. Oh. So that's one shield. That's one shield of us. It means because of cleaning closed. So it's on our foam booth. Oh. That's like our clean working table. It's really unique because normally the table is full of stuff and people are really pissed off.
I've never seen it like this.
Yeah, this space intentionally left blank. That's a cool project, one of the members, that was 3D printed, and there is a LED stripe in it, and you have different colors there. It's a RGB LED with a web interface. I think the print went for 2 days for this object. That's our really nice server rack. So it's really quite
Structured cabling.
structured. It's really structured. I mean, it was much worse sometime. Oh yeah, our kitchen. So that's the way that's the way the kitchen is often at the Meta Lab, and it's a really big problem because people are really pissed off because people don't put their stuff away. And it was also a lot of drama on the mailing list, so it's really not so good. And also there was also thought to shut down the kitchen, and you only have access with authentication to the kitchen. There was like some ideas.
Talk about the shutdown procedure and cleanup.
Yes, we have also one procedure called shutdown and cleanup. Cleanup is at 21:35, that everyone stands up and bring out the bins, the trash bins. And sometimes you have to hit people in the ass to stand up and do that. That's also sometimes a problem. And sometimes you have even to kick out people which are really don't want to do that because they think, well, I'm too good for this. And that's bad, but you have to do the stuff and have some enforcement, because if everyone is sitting there and don't bring out the trash bins, no one will do. And shutdown is our procedure. We have a key system, so every member can get the key. They can get access 24 hours 7 with an I button. It's a key lock system. And if you're like the last member, and there are some other people which are not members or no key members, you have to kick them out. and you have to like shut down the space. So you have to close the windows, close the doors, shut down the lights, and it's like the shutdown procedure. But that's also a problem because there are some people which are missed it to do that, and there are sometimes people came to the meetup in the morning and it was open and no one was there. So we have like a little bit too much keys out there, and we have to rethink the whole key system because there are some people which are not liable enough to have a key because they don't do the shutdown properly, and we don't trust them some people not anymore because they don't do the shutdown properly. And that's also some of the problems we have with the Meta Lab. So it's also a lot of stuff is about trust because we trust a lot in the members. So, but it's every time a pain in the ass if people don't show the trust and behave bad, and then we lose the trust in some people. And it's really bad because the whole community is more or less on trust level. Like we give the people a key on trust level because we trust them that they can do the shutdown, and therefore we now started to have a key member workshop. The people have to go there to get the key, so they learn how to do the shutdown, like where are the fire extinguisher, how to shut down the lab, what have to be seen. Also, there's also a big thing to shut down the soldering stations because it's not good to let them overnight there. And so a community at the Meta Lab is like everything is about trust. And if you lose the trust, you have a problem. So really, if you have some members which are not trustworthy, it's the question if you really should be at the lab, at the space, if they are not trustworthy because they can have a bad behavior. So you should rethink that about people which are not trustworthy, because there can be a damage for your community that people don't come again. Like I told you the way before, if there are people with bad behavior, you really need to kick them out, else other people with cool projects will not come again. And that's really bad, because if you have one person which is really toxic and make problems, there will be like minimal 10 other people which will not come to the space, and I rather will kick out one person that 10 other people will come to the space and make cool projects. Even if it's hard, you have to do something. Yeah, that's our original XK CD with the original signature from Randall Mural. So we have two of them at the space. Are you coming to bed? I can't, it's important. What? Someone is wrong on the internet. Or someone is wrong in a Meta Lab, so like you want to see it. That's our cool LED stripe. We have quite a lot of LEDs at the space.
If it's at the Meta Lab, it has to blink.
Yes, that's like the important motto. Yeah, that's one old member. He's not anymore at the Meta Lab because of some problems with other people. It's bad, but well, happens. So also there is like a natural fluctuation because people are coming to the Meta Lab, people are going because they got family. So every time will be new people there, and old people will go. That's just normally. But you still have to see that all the new people are doing something. It don't help if there are new people coming and they're just slacking around and don't give a fuck about helping out and making cool stuff. There's also a problem at the Meta Lab actually. There are some people which are coming there and just slacking around and don't help us with cleanup and don't do cool projects, just go in the lounge and chill out all the time and play all the time Mario Kart. That's not the solution, people. That's also some actual problem at the Meta Lab, that there are some people which are slacking around and other people can't work because they're just all the day at the lounge and playing Mario Kart and playing ukulele. Yeah, that's the normal version of the rack if it's not clean. So one time a year we just clean up the whole lab, more or less, and people then really make the cables great again. Oh, we find some interesting Japanese things in the Meta Lab. Chinese things. It's really interesting what you can find everything at the Meta Lab. It's really, you just come there and see some stuff of what the fuck. Sometimes. Like this core infrastructure, do not unplug. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a clean server rack.
Labeled. I mean,
Yeah, it's labeled. That's one important thing. Label all the stuff at the Meta Lab, else it's free fall, more or less. That's like our clean server rack, so people really get there and made it great again. That's like when they put everything out of the server rack. We had it was under the server rack, so there was some of the stuff under the server rack, and they pulled it out. It's like
carpets in the server.
yeah, it's
Piece of carpet.
ancient piece of carpet at the server rack. It's really, it's for sure thousands of euros worth. I don't know what's this. Looks interesting.
Things you find at the Meta.
People try to kill themselves with some broken material and put it maybe in the electricity stuff. I don't know. It looks broken.
Go back, Hetti. It's Sicherung.
The fuse.
It's a fuse.
Yes.
We are also doing good food. So sometimes people come there and really cook good food. So there is also sometimes a community dinner. So people cook for a community, and then we sit down and talk to each other and talk about problems, talk about solutions, and just hang out together. So it's also an important thing. Like if you have a kitchen, just make evening and cook together and just sit on a table and talk with each other. That helps. And also the community spirit will be better. So that's like our food label. So that's our clean server rack. It's like unique. So it's like one time a year like this.
For 1 day or more.
1 week
1 week?
and some days.
Don't believe.
Some stuff out of the server rack. So you need every time a hammer. Hammer time is important at Meta Lab for some stuff.
Good pictures of the server.
Yeah, that's our electricity stuff.
That is actually the sediment of electric extension cords we found at the bottom of the rack. So left like 20, 30 centimeters high of just extension cords connected to each other. They exchanged like 12 things together.
What could possibly go wrong?
High security testing of electricity plugs.
Yeah, that's my picture from the what could possibly go wrong after the action. That's also good food. It was so good. It was cinnamon stuff and it was.
Cinnamon rolls with single malt.
You have to try it yourself. It's really. Look at this. I mean, community spirits plus with this. So people became best friends which hated each other 2 days before. That's the chocolate.
That is the making
That was the chocolate with caffeine in it.
caffeine chocolate. Yeah.
That was the picture out of it. It was really awesome.
The white powder is actually caffeine powder.
And not meth, so. Yeah, you can order it at our hackspace website. I will give you the link later. That was the chocolate. That's well, if I have a hackspace in near of some underground, and there is water there, and people are dumped while drilling inside there, it happens that happens. So it really lucked that it didn't flood the Meta Lab. It was really in the near.
Best practice, don't be downhill from a main water line.
Especially not if they're doing test drillings for a new underground line, and they accidentally hit the freshwater line with like 40 centimeters diameter.
It's like this, yeah.
And your hackspace is a souterrain place, like it's a level under street level. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a a camera. Seems self-made, but no, it's a finished one. But there are pictures from a self-made also.
It's just from 1800 something. So
So there are real people which make some cool retro stuff and work with it. That's our missing wall. So we destroyed our library wall because it was a little bit falling down. And we just rebuilt it now and need just to buy the LED panels to make it great again. So that's like the old wall with glass there and LEDs inside. But we will replace with LED panels to be like more modern.
And we will get full Game Boy resolution at the wall. So back from what was the old resolution?
the old glass brick blinking wall was 9 by 5 pixels
And now we upgrade
in color, and it was actually used as a second screen for a Commodore 64. You can find videos of that on.
That was like they built the cigarette vending machine, which they put there. So like hard work. People still didn't got killed there, so don't worry.
The vending machine is so heavy that you need 4 people to lift it. So they really have to put long drills into the wall to fix that.
So that's our door where when we destroyed the wall, and that's standing there. No one want to build a wall.
And make a surprise photo.
I think so. That's our big tent.
One of our 2 big tents.
We have 2 of them. It's important if you go to camps, you need a really big tent for all the people there. That's some 3D printed stuff there at the Meta Lab. So if also people which can print out cool stuff to repair things, that's really important to know and to have such people. So if you have a broken car, they can print out new stuff for the car.
There was actually a vacuum cleaner. They took it apart while building up and cleaning up the stuff from putting in the door frame.
So that's the new
They
wall.
somehow dropped this plug and couldn't find it anymore. And one of the members just said, okay, I can just rebuild that in a few minutes, and
Printed it out.
printed it out and fixed it.
So on the fly fixing. So that's our new rebuilt wall. It's really great. That's our fridge.
That's the old fridge.
There's old fridge. We have a new one with more capacity, with more matter in it. That's a wall painting, Lessig, like chilling out. That's our old fridge with
As well, yeah. So,
full old fridge.
yeah.
We had a toilet in the Meta Lab one time.
We still do, but a proper one.
A proper one now. That's some number. I don't know. It seems
It's a
like
PHP exploit for some older PHP.
So if you need PHP exploits, come to the Meta Lab on the whiteboard. There's exploit. Yeah, please wait while wall is rebuilt. That was a meta day with some fancy stuff. Oh, that's our fancy screen on the front door. Seems like this, yes. It's our metal power supply with self-made wood enclosure. It's now most of them are broken, but it's still working.
After 10, so one of the rule of thumbs is after 10 years, most of the stuff you build at the beginning is probably going to be broken. So
We have cool buttons also. There's also McLemon's button also there, in the lemon. We have cool 3D printed stuff. Seems like something interesting you don't want to eat.
That is a scaled up model of bone mesh. Like this is when you scale up a bone, this is what it looks like inside.
That's some seems also really yummy. Art.
It's on purpose, must be art.
That's also art. That's also some alien from Meta Lab, or one of our members. something strange.
Probably something that grew in the kitchen.
It's actually a bacteria model.
Yeah, so we have a lot of art also in the meetup. There are also some artists there. That's our normal mate consumption at 1 week. So it's really a lot of mate going through the fridge. That's a cake, a Mac cake. It's an apple cake. Yes, we also make great cakes, so you should also do that. Maybe other logo, but yeah, people are messing around with some strange stuff.
Newtonian liquids.
What?
Yeah. Like cornstarch, water, and the speaker, and you can lots of fun with messing around with the
That's like our MetaLab entry when we are building something up there at the roof. We have also butterflies in the MetaLab, or pets there. Really important that people have fun there, so get the butterfly for hackspace. That was our 3D printer area with a lot of 3D printers. Yeah, a lot of power supplies for your laptops and your phones. Or self-made vinyls with the laser cutter. So it's really good to have a laser cutter. You can make easily vinyls and other crazy stuff. Maybe there are some really hot chilies, I think. We also make brownies. Muffins, sorry, close enough. So there's a T-shirt, Mateist. It's not atheist, it's Mateist. So our cool cocktails at the MetaLab. So we have also some flair at making cocktails.
Especially during karaoke party.
We have a really special karaoke party 2 times a year. It's the legendary MetaLab karaoke party with over 5,000 songs.
And cocktails.
And cocktails. And that's our wall with all the mate we have there at the MetaLab. So if you come by to Vienna, join us and drink some mate with us. We have the vinyl cutter to print t-shirts. And like this, Halfetica. That's our cutter at MetaLab. He has his own soup blog, the cutter. So it's really awesome. We put there all the pictures of great stuff we make with the cutter. So cutter@soup.io, cutter.soup.io is the blog.
So one of the things you would probably want at a hackspace is some sort of documentation.
Yeah, you should get the wiki or something like this to document the stuff. That's working quite well at the MetaLab. We have a wiki intern one with all the stuff documented where people are saying which are responsible for the project. So you know when you want to touch something who you can speak to if you have questions. Yeah, don't watch TV. Help, I'm running out of middle fingers. Sometimes at MetaLab. You should work against it. Yeah, that's our cool Mario figure. We have also a lot of more cool buttons. Our 3D printer. Some guy made it with the laser cutter. He spent like some €100 on all the stuff for his university project. Yeah, that's our great Sachertorte or Sacher cake.
Chocolate cake.
It's a Sacher cake.
It's actually Sacher.
It's really a Sacher cake. So and we have this great laser cutter, and people engraved the Sacher cake, and it worked quite okay. I don't know if the people ate it afterwards, but it
tastes great. It's absolutely great.
So
if you ever need to label your Sachertorte, go on a low power setting on the laser cutter and disable autofocus. Pro tip.
Focus manually, please.
Yeah, because it will just dip into the game. Otherwise.
That's some cool light installation. It's a light angel.
It's a blue light.
It lights blue.
Yes.
Yeah, Unicode armor with some interesting stuff there.
These pictures are from the white wall where you can just
It's, you find some stuff most of the time on a whiteboard at the Metal Lab. Again, this guy, I don't know what's his name.
Lawrence Lessig, he created Creative Commons.
Ah, Lessig.
Stanford Law Professor.
Our equipment at the Photo Lab. So it's a little bit like Breaking Bad, just hackspace edition. Some interesting 3D printed stuff.
That is actually a Zergling from StarCraft 2. Extracted the 3D model from the game and 3D printed it.
Mm-hmm.
With some support material not yet cut off.
We had a party for DJ there. That's like how the whatever lab looks like when there people don't put their stuff away. It's really full of stuff and people are really pissed off when they want to work there. Yes, Stroganov vodka. You should have their one at your space,
in
but
small quantities.
but lock it away for small children. It's not good for them. That's our vinyl cutter with all the vinyls there, and some Windows PC. So we have also Windows PCs at the Meta Lab for the proprietary stuff.
Out of necessity.
Yeah, still good food there. So you should really make some food evening at your local space. It's really pushes up the community spirit. Or
Everything is better with cheese on top.
it will post on the MetaLab soup blog, so you will find it there. So or
Usually getting relayed to the MetaLab Twitter account.
so like if you have a lot of money, just do like this. That's our bottle opener. It's really cool. Yeah, Senso skin for some.
Don't ask.
For the
Yeah, you can think about it. We have sometimes also some sweet stuff at the lab, but it's really fast getting away. So
and you can buy them at our vending machine.
yes, you can buy or at our vending machine. Love is all around. Sometimes at the Meta Lab. That's then great. That looks like something crazy.
That's a hologram, self-made hologram. If you test these things, what do you have around to make a 3D image of? It's just some Arduino that was lying around, so we now have a hologram of an Arduino.
That's again the great camera.
The medium-sized camera.
That's the modestly image.
Seems like some LEDs or something like
That
this.
is flash bulbs for the camera, for making
Self-made flash bulbs for the camera.
probably very old ones. Just
We have also music at the Meta Lab, music equipment, so we make cool parties. You have to join us at the next party. So that's
October
8th, that's a Saturday.
come by with karaoke party till 8, 9 in the morning.
and sometimes you also find
We have all songs. You can sing Indian Cat, you can sing Super Mario Brothers.
so sometimes you also find this very important equipment on the whiteboard.
You need those if you want to go into the cellar.
Yes, we have a really special cellar, so sometimes people don't get back when they go down there. Well, we don't speak about these people.
Just went missing. We don't know
We,
where they are.
they're for sure still alive, but we don't know where they are. So we recommend to get the sword with you when you go to the cellar. That's like our entry with Hello Kitty. It's now better. It's not like this anymore. We improved the design from the entry. It's not anymore like Hello
Several
Kitty.
values of improved.
Yeah, again, great food. Or blinking wall with the old.
The old Blinken wall. That is not an underline under the Blinken wall writing, that's actually the wall breaking apart already. And before it actually really fell down, we took it down in a more controlled manner.
Oh, we made martelade. That's jam out of mate. So,
Breakfast of heroes.
so people come to the Mate Lab and got their cooking skills and made jam out of mate. It was really good for breakfast.
And after you ate that, you clean your teeth with a mate toothpaste.
We had also mate toothpaste. It's
There's also mate multiple Gs. And all the recipes are open source, they're documented in our wiki, and you can make your own nightly builds of mate lava.
so you can make it yourself at your local hackspace.
So which one of you is preparing the food?
Different people.
It's really all of different people. It's not every time the same people. It's really different people.
Who's preparing the cookies?
Which cookies?
Cookies, tortas, all this.
It depends. Really, there are different people. It's not every time the same people.
Women are not involved.
Sure, they are.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
But not for cooking.
They make cool. They make really cool projects at our hackspace.
Yeah.
So if you want to breakfast like a boss, get the martelade. We have also some C. Oh, was Commodore?
Commodore 64 for the Blinken wall.
We controlled the blinking wall with this device. So it worked quite good.
This device is older than you had been.
You can find a video, it's called Blinken 64. Just search for that on YouTube, you find a video of how this was made with the Blinken wall and the old Commodore.
The blinking wall operating center.
Yeah.
So you also need the most important mate for this to work. You fill it in the backside of the monitor. Yeah, that's like the blinking wall in the front.
High resolution.
That's some metal lab stuff.
That's the assembly running on the Commodore to control the brick wall. Handwritten assembly.
So people make really, really crazy projects. That's the martelade again.
Yeah. You can see the nightly build with the detach.
So what you also want is a color printer so you can do the nice labels and everything.
That's one of our 3D printers. That's our phone booth
A
again.
mobile phone.
Yeah, we get it with us to the camp, so we put it on the car and get it with us.
So it's a mobile phone.
It's a mobile phone. It's really handy. That's also on the whiteboard, so we make some Mario simulations from time to time. Yeah, a lot of Space Invader stickers, so we have a big table for the simulation of Space Invaders in real life. That's our panorama of the photo lab. Our Nyan Cat song. So if you come to our next karaoke party, you can sing Nyan Cat song. We have a 3-minute version of it, so
The original.
the original, with subtitles. So
Yeah, if you don't know the lyrics, they're all displayed. It's pretty good.
Jetzt den Hacker-Surprise.
yeah, falls in.
Mit der Diskussion darüber, wer den befüllt und so.
Well, if you don't have equipment, get the mate bottle. So again, great food. So it's all about the food at your local hackspace, really. We had a small Tesla coil at the Meta Lab. And yeah, again, it's time to outgrow yourself. And yeah, this again.
Take a mushroom.
That's again for the seller. So if there's some wild Pokemon down there, you get this. And that's our really fancy entry. So if you come by, you will see this fancy entry. Now with more LEDs, we just pimped it like last year. Let's see if I find the. We have also Club Mate Winter Edition in winter. It's really great with cinnamon and all the stuff. I will see if I find that's our Martelade equipment. I will see if I find the hacker surprise. I hope so.
Things might not have a t-shirt.
That's a iPhone battery.
Non-working.
Löten, soldering for the win. That's our Casomat or money vending machine. It's like a long project, like over 4 years.
There's a project runtime is similar to Duke Nukem.
Ferris or yeah, they have pea cakes also. Also good.
Hi.
Where is our?
So 3D scanner.
You need this for your project.
Just talk about it.
I have to find it on the other pictures. The hacker surprise.
Take care of which folder you select.
That's the wrong one. No, I don't know where the pictures are. Holy shit. Ah, pictures. Yeah, that was my project for 3 years ago. So for Christmas. And that was a cool project from Stadtflucht. That's a event when we go out on the land side and we built up a dome out of the stuff which you have in your bed, the wooden stuff there. It was really, really big and really chill out with some pool simulator inside.
So if you have the time, come by. This is usually in May, June.
early
June, come by. You're welcome. Bring your tent and.
Yeah, that's also a lucky Amir. That's our
resident technician.
Pyromantic.
said quite a lot of fun.
It's a leaf blower with bioethanol injection.
I think I will find it here, the current picture of the hacker surprise, our local vending machine. Oh, I will just go to the wiki. I will show you the wiki. So if you go on mathlab.at, you will. Oh, I don't. What?
Oh, it doesn't work anymore.
No, it worked some time ago. Why it don't work?
But actually redirected to MetaLab.
It should redirect to MetaLab. Well, you can go to matelab.com, AT.
Yeah, that works as well.
So that's our main site, and we have a wiki there, and there's everything documented. So we have for everything a wiki page, like for Wi-Fi, for laser, for everything. And I look for the hacker surprise. Okay, it's not here. So let's use this hacker surprise. So that's our cool vending machine. So it's, yeah, plus cool minus shit.
It's a former cigarette vending machine, and we repurposed it so you can buy your Arduinos, USB cables, chocolate, whatever. So if you're in a pinch for an Arduino at 3 in the morning, just go to the MetaLab and get one from the Hacker Surprise vending machine.
And we have great chocolate in it. So if you're dying, you can get chocolate out of it, and Oreos. Sometimes there is a drama if there's no chocolate in it, and then all people are crazy.
But for that, we have the drama on Meta.
There's a picture of it, I think. So we have also a cool bar which shows how cool it is at the MetaLab. So that's our soup blog, so metalab.soup.io. And so there's one guy died, which was a member of MetaLab. So we have also a pachinko machine, and somewhere there should be that's like one relic of the wall. We put it on the wall. with
Put a wall on the wall, so
sprayed on wall, artist not known, 2009.
it's not for sale.
So there should be there in the back. That's our drama bar. So it shows the current drama level in the MetaLab. So people can press on the plus or on the minus button, and if they think that's great, everything, they press on the plus button. If they think everything is shit, they press on the minus button, and you have like a status how good or how bad it's in the MetaLab currently. Now with a cool web interface. I think there should be a bit better picture there. And yeah, I will just go then by to the Q&A. I'll just here see if there's a drama bar. So even people are brewing beer in the MetaLab. So you should also make a group which doing beer. So it's Metabräu Cyber Ale.
Explain rainbows.
So that's our drama bar. And it's a really great project. We had an intern on the summer in the MetaLab who made some stuff there. And he built a web interface where you can just adjust the color of the whole drama bar. And there are the buttons for good and bad. And if it's full, it has rainbow colors. And well, first of all, thanks for listening to the talk. I hope you liked it. And I will still have a Q&A if you have some questions about our hackspace, about problems that we have and solved. So if you feel some questions, please ask, and I would be glad to answer you. Don't be shy.
And if you want stickers, we still have some left.
Yeah, I saw him. I'm not blind. Well, sometimes, or.
So what software do you use for membership and finance management? And is it important what software to use?
Well, it is important to have some management tool like Calc or like Excel. It's one thing you can use. You can also use a GitHub account for this. I mean, you should use some stuff for management. Like we have for member management, we have the MetaLab operating system. It's like a web interface where we manage our members. It's like self-coded. So you should have like use a tool for managing your members. I think it don't depend on the technology you use for this. There are some finished products for that. Also, the CCC is working on something for this. And for the finance stuff, we have a simple calc sheet where we put in all the money we get in, all the money we get out. And we have we pay an extra company which make all the finance stuff the rest. So we put all the papers together and give it to them, and they really make it then for the stuff. For the tax stuff and like that we have a big picture of all the finance stuff.
You probably want to use the CCC stuff that's coming out this year, probably over the MetaLab OS, which is mature.
It was coded during the weekend when the MetaLab was founded and has been monkey patched ever since.
So it's like a working hell sometimes. But people are fixing time by time bugs and implementing features. But it also depends how big is your hackspace. I mean, if you have like only 30 members, you can have like a simple list with people, and it's really easier to manage if you have like only 20 to 30 members. And it's a really totally other thing if you have like over 100 members. So this also depends on the member size, how you manage the stuff. You for sure need something to manage it, and have like some big picture of the whole process. So what money will come in, what money have to go out. You have some management tool. There are also some process management tools which like good to use, like where you can build a process chain, and then you just can go from process point to process point. Like I start now the membership collection. The membership collection get out. I put in the membership collected stuff. So that's also a thing we're thinking about to use this. So such a process management tool. There is something open source for this. So it, like I said, really depends how much members. So if you have more than 100 members, it's much harder to manage this than like 20 to 50 members.
And if you can automate the shit out of it.
Yes, that's also one thing that we are struggling with, automating the stuff. It's not easy, but we are working on it to automate as much as possible, but sometimes not easy, especially with the shitty banking software from the shitty banks. It's really pain in the ass. You have import it, you have to export it, you have to check out if people bounced so they couldn't get the money from the people. It's hard to automate because they really implement shitty software, and it's only working with Windows.
And there is no PCI banking standard interface.
Like in Germany.
Like in Germany. Yeah.
So Austria is really shitty about banks. Like, I'm a little bit jealous of the Germans because you have quite good banking software, standard stuff.
You have internet connections.
Well, what's better? Well, it depends where you are in Vienna. So you can have a shitty interconnection in Vienna in the center. Don't worry. There is another question.
Okay, I'm interested. What's the difference between the chocolate cake and the sacher cake?
The difference between which cakes?
The chocolate one and the other.
Ah, I see. Well, the one is, I would say, the hipster cake for people who have too much money. And the other one is like for people which have like normal people that don't want to pay 50 euro for a cake. So it's quite expensive to pay a cake. It costs like 50 euro. It's from the very well-known Sacher Hotel, which they made. And you get it even in a wood enclosure, the whole cake. So it's like a hipster cake for people with too much money. It is. It's good, but you have to pay a lot of money for the cake. So if you have enough money, you should try it, else get the normal chocolate cake. It's also great.
Reverse engineer the recipe and then open source it.
If you have a bio lab, there is a hackspace in Austria, in Graz, they have a bio lab.
Make them reverse engineer.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Yeah, that's important, collaboration with other spaces, so also do that. You can learn from each other.
For the sacher cake, you need apricot marmalade and the right chocolate. It's a special. And there's another bakery that claims that they are making the real sacher cake, but they cannot call it that way, and you don't want to get.
Yeah, there's lawsuits flying all over the cake, so it's really absurd.
No, I'm more into cake eating than cooking.
Center testing. Yeah, center testing.
So in your experience, what's the one thing that newcomers have most problem with?
I think the hardest thing for newcomers is the financial stuff, like how to get enough money to have the space running every month. I think that's one of the hardest things to manage, because you need first a threshold of people which can give enough money to pay the rents. I think that's one of the hardest stuff at the hackspace. And the second hardest stuff, I think, is the community stuff, that there is a community, that people can talk with each other and that they make together projects. I think that's the second hardest thing, to build a community at the local hackspace. It don't help if you have like 50 people, but they're all everything in groups, and the groups don't like each other. So it's better if you have like 20 to 30 people which like are a community and can talk with each other and make together projects. That's the important thing. But if you mean like if new people come to the space? So I misunderstood the question. There's also, if new people come to the space, there are also some problems. Like the first one is, if you have like some unwritten rules, like just people know it and know where it stands, that's a big problem because the people just tell the rule, but it stands nowhere, so you can't read it up. So the thing is often that people come to the space and they don't know where to read up some stuff, information. I mean, we have all the infrastructure in the wiki documented, but there are some stuff like rules or other things are not documented this way. So there should be like some main site with some rules, some people maybe where the people can ask them for questions. So there should be like some page where people can just stand there and read it up and have information. That's a big problem about the unknown information which is in the space.
Let me extend a little bit on that. There's also the issue of welcoming aliens to the hackspace. So they come in, there's some new guy or new girl coming into the room and they just stand there lonely at the phone booth and look into the room, and everyone in the hackspace is just sitting there looking at the laptops, working on their projects, slacking in the lounge, playing Mario Kart, and nobody is welcoming the alien. So that's something I've seen also in other hackspaces. You should really work on a procedure on how to welcome somebody not known to the local guys and girls. After that, the second thing, what I've seen is we've got a monthly event now going on, and where about 80 people not used to visiting hack spaces or hack events or conferences like these is there's a culture clash. You really have to take them by the hand and explain them to you how this works, how this community works. That there is a duocracy. If you do something, you're right. If you don't do something, you're not allowed to complain. Stuff like that. So things if you go to a CCC Congress, there are a lot of things. If you just taking for granted, and you have to explicitly explain that to the normal daylight community people because they don't get it how this community or how these hack spaces run. So. A lot of what Hetti said, a lot of undocumented, unsaid things that we take for granted are just, you have to explain to them. Yes, you take your trash and just put it away, and if you find an empty bottle, you take it with you, even if it's not your bottle. So basic stuff like that, you have to explain over and over and over and over and over.
So you have to give the people awareness of your local community that if someone new comes there, that they just go there, say hi, and so you're new here and let me show you the space. So that's a thing that you have to tell your people of your community that if someone new is here, come here, get the people by hand and show them the space and tell them the rules, because it don't help if someone comes there and like standing there and have no clue and everyone sits just there and look in their PCs, because if you do it like this, people will not come again. If you go there and say, hi, how are you? You're new here, let's show you the space, people will come again. And that's the thing you want.
Yeah, but then you have the problem with the nerds that are not very outgoing. So they just sit there, oh my God, there's somebody I don't know.
It's not easy, but that's the way you have to go. Have the awareness that when new people come, that you have introduced them to the space and don't just see, oh my God, a new person here, what the fuck, what should I do? You have to say, go there, say hi, show them the space, show them the rules, and that's the way you have to go to get new people in the community also. Tell them where to go, whom to ask for some stuff, where you can get information, what like the habits of the hack space. Maybe introduce to some people there at the local hack space which are like now here, so hey, that's the guy, he knows Arduino or stuff like this. That's really important, because if people come there and they like feel insecure and no one helps them, they will not come again, because they say, why I should come here, because no one shows me the space, no one wants me to help. And if you come to a new job, or also people come here and tells you how to start somehow, or university or at school. So you need some mentor that comes to you for the first time and shows a little bit around. That's really important to acquire new people. Without this, it will not work, and you will also maybe lose other people which think why I should be there when other people don't have the awareness and don't do stuff.
Extending on that, you can also think about having like a regular, like monthly open door event where you invite the Daylight Society to come to your hack space and work on that culture clash and introduce them to what your people do and how they think about society and politics and building projects and working together and all that stuff. Like to have a dedicated open door event where people who are more shy and don't dare to go alone into a souterrain place, like one level down, and like it's all dark here, and because somebody broke the light switch or something, and they don't feel well going there alone. But if you have a larger event where a group of people can come, that usually works pretty well.
So we have something like this. It's called the Meta Day. I mean, the event froze some time ago because no one wanted to do it again. So we like resurrecting them from the devs. It's called Meta Day, where we invite speakers from outside to some interesting topic. We have like bright topics, not only technical stuff, also like net politics and biohacking. So it's really not only on tech. And it's like a day of open door where people come from everywhere and see the space and have a cool talk and chill out and talk to each other. It's like our event to introduce people to our hackspace. We invite some interesting people from outside, they have a cool talk. Afterwards they're socializing and people are showing the Meta Lab, how it's working. So that's like our approach to get new people there. So maybe you can have some event like event of open door every month or every week, where I have my fixed time from 5 to 8 in the evening or 5 to 10 in the evening, where new people, especially for new people, the event is, and you show them the space and the habits. So that's also a solution to introduce new people to the community and give them like help how to be there.
Do you have experience with working with schools where children going to learn about ICT or hacking or whatever?
Yes, we have sometimes some projects like inventing schools. Like there is some approach like making soldering workshops. That's a good idea to invite schools to the hackspace and have a soldering day with them. So that is an approach to you need a concept for this. But a really simple concept is like just make a soldering evening with the kids, show them how to solder, make some simple kits for it, some blinky thingies. That's one approach to introduce kids to this topic. But you need a concept, you need some context, like you have to write to some teachers or stuff like this. But if you have a good concept and you can really sell it to the teacher, it can work. But you have like, you need something to show them, and soldering is a really good approach for this.
There's a few simple kits, soldering kits you can put together that can be done in more than 2 hours, so the attention span doesn't wander too much.
And it's also important to like introduce kids in this area, because they have a lot of creativity and a lot of ideas, and if you show it that it's also going another way with hacking and soldering, and it makes fun, especially not only for boys, also for girls. That's also important that they see, oh, it's tech, it's easy, really cool, and I can make cool stuff, because there are not a lot of girls in tech, and it's I think important to have more girls in tech, and with such actions you can enforce that more girls come in tech, because it makes fun, it's easy to solder. So that's for it. If you have some questions, you can come by afterwards and talk with me. Else, if you're in Vienna, come to a local hackspace. In the evening, there are often people there. Else, you can write an email. Thank you for listening.